All right, in today's video, we're going to look at 14.5, simplifying complex fractions. Basically, have a fancy way of doing some division, and then some addition and subtraction in there as well. Kind of combine everything you've seen up to this point. So on this one, we have 5x over y cubed over 15x over y squared. So instead of seeing the division sign, you might see a fraction divided by another fraction. The process for division doesn't change, even though it looks different. It's still keep it, change it, flip it. So that means I'm going to keep the first fraction as is. Change this to multiplication and flip the second fraction. Then now it's a multiplication problem, and I'll just multiply straight across. It gives me 5xy squared over 15xy cubed. Now I can simplify. 5 divided by 15 simplifies to 1 over 3, but we don't typically write the 1. The x's would cancel, and then y squared divided by y cubed. Remember, I would subtract the exponent, so that would give me y to the negative 1, so that'd be 2 minus 3. But the negative exponents we throw to the bottom. So now I have 3y, and there's always going to be a 1 left on top. So that would be your final answer. Good, number 2. Number 2 starts off as 1 over x plus 6 minus 1 over x divided by 1 plus 6 over x. Now, there's multiple ways to approach this. Some math professors, they try to make all these the same denominators to make it real simple on you. I don't think so. I think it's actually easier just to work the top and then work the bottom. So what I can do here is I notice this has an x plus 6 and this has an x. So I'll multiply this one by x and I'll multiply this one by x plus 6. But what I do to the top, or bottom, I have to do to the top. So I'll multiply. And so on top, I will have x over, and then let's just keep it as that. I'm not going to try to distribute that out. Might be able to cancel things later. Minus x plus 6. So again, remember we write the denominator one time, and then I just do the operation on top. So 1 times x is x minus 1 times x plus 6, which gives me x plus 6. I'm going to keep kind of working. I'm going to distribute this out. This gives me x minus 6 over x times x plus 6. And then the x's would cancel, and now I'm left with negative 6 over x times x plus 6. So that's just working out the top there. You could probably skip some steps there, but I'm going to show you every step that's going on. And then over here, I can make this a fraction by putting it over 1. And then I notice that this just needs an x. So I'll multiply both the top and the bottom by x. And when I do that, I get x on the denominator. And then 1 times x, which is x, plus 6. Now in this case, that would be it. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this all the way over here. Now I have a situation that I was dealing with over here. So I'd keep it, change it, flip it. So I'd keep negative 6 over x times x plus 6, change the multiplication, flip the second fraction, so now I get x over x plus 6. I can then see I can cancel out the x's, and now I write what's left. So I have negative 6 over x plus 6, but remember, since I have 2 of them, your homework would want it to be squared. All right. So again, it starts off with our addition and subtraction process that we learned earlier. Then we get it to a point that we just saw number 1, and now we're able to finish the entire problem. Let's look at another one. On this one here, we have 3x minus 3y divided by 3x to the negative 1 minus 3y raised to the negative 1. All right, so this is just a fancy way of saying this is actually a fraction. So this is actually 3x minus 3y. And I'm going to put both of these on the bottom of their respective fractions. So this becomes 1 over 3x, because that's what that negative 1 does, minus 1 over 3y. Now I need to make this one big fraction. So I notice this has an x, this has a y, so I need to multiply this one by a y and multiply this one by x. But of course, if I do that on the bottom, I must do that to the top. So this gives me y, y minus x over 3xy. I can put it in alphabetical order. Now I can keep change flip. Now you might be wondering which one's the fraction. So it's going to be this part right here. That's the big fraction, since this is what I just combined. So this and this is right here, when it's not a fraction, remember, it can always be put over 1. So when I keep change flip, I would get 3x minus 3y over 1 times 3xy over y minus x. So then from here, remember, this is where we then factor, cancel, and write what's left. So I can factor out of 3. Divide each one of these by 3. So that gives me x minus y. And when I do that, I can almost cancel these. So remember, if they're almost the same, I can factor out a negative and then switch their spots. And now I can cancel out those x and y. So now I'm going to write what's left. I have 3 times 3, which is 9, xy. And then have 1 times negative 1, which is negative 1. But your homework doesn't like a negative 1 on the bottom. So what it'll do, it'll just bring that negative to the top and make it negative 9xy. All right. Okay. So let's look at another one. So in this one, we're going to simplify 1 over x plus 6 minus 1 over x divided by 1 plus 6 over x. Did we do this one already? We did. I'm not going to make us do it again. All right, so we'll skip this one. No need to do it again. I'm actually going to look at number 5 then. 3x minus 3y. Oh, that's what they want us to use, the second type of process. Yeah, so I'm not going to try to confuse y'all by using a second process here. I feel that this process is the easiest in my honest opinion. If you do want to see the second process, feel free to look at the book and see if you like that better. But until then, let's do this type of problem. So we'll look at number 6 now. So this is 6 over x plus 4 plus x over x plus 4 divided by x over x minus 4. All right, so what we can do here is in PEMDAS, you have to do division before you can do addition. So I need to work this part out first. And so but the way I do that is I keep, change, flip. So I'm going to work this out, and then this part will just come down. So this becomes x over x plus 4 times, now flip, x minus 4 over x. Now I can see that the x's would cancel, and I'm now left with x minus 4 over x plus 4. Now the original part drops down, so this becomes 6 over x plus 4 plus this event here. Now I can see that the denominators are the same, so I'm going to write it down one time and then do the operation on top. I now have 6 plus x minus 4, so I have an x, and then 6 plus negative 4 would just give me 2. So this would be your result. So even though this looks pretty complicated, follow your PEMDAS, do your division first, get that into one fraction, and then do your addition or subtraction next. All right. So that will pretty much be all that I have to show you in 15, it's not 15, 14.5. As always, if you have questions, feel free to email me. Till then, see you in the next video. Bye for now.